Casino Hotel, the perfect place to play.
So what do you think you could use a little extra dose of? Maybe some new hope, huh? That isn't bad. That's one of those things that probably everybody considers a desirable commodity, particularly Bob Blayter. And Robert, welcome to the Morning Scramble. You've got a seminar coming up, though, and you know what? We do a lot of guests with a lot of seminars. How is the New Hope seminar different than the other ones?
Well, the Financial Hope Seminar conference, actually we're calling it, Pat, is they're going to feature 4 speakers. Stephen and Annette Economides, America's Cheapest Family.
Regular guests here.
Right, talking about how to cut your grocery bill in half. Lynda, Hammond, the garage sale gal, is going to talk about how to do an effective garage sale. A friend of mine, Debra Caldwell, who's my personal financial planner, is going to talk about retirement income venues in 2014. And yours truly, I'm going to talk about getting out of debt and staying out of debt. So
Are you?
Oh, very much so.
You're out of debt?
Except for a house payment, and that's getting close.
All right, since when? Were you ever heavily in debt?
Never.
You rascal. What was this as a result of your parents?
Well, somewhat parents, somewhat teaching, a combination of things. I've just always been committed that way to not wanting to be in debt.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but there are a number of people who are saying, how annoying, because it is one of those things that just simply is the rarest of all commodities in this society.
Well, it is, and that's true. Most people are so heavily in debt, and the statistics are just overwhelming with that. At the conference, I'm going to be sharing some of those statistics about a modern American debt, and they're pretty tragic.
Now, you are a man of faith, and you say to us ministerially that you are offering this seminar in order to restore hope. An awful lot of people who do seminars restore hype. So when you say you can trust the folks that you have gathered, why should we believe that?
Well, first of all, I'd like to think because of my reputation I have in the community. Secondly, because of the people that I've brought in. They're the type of people that already have a reputation for honesty, integrity, and knowing their stuff. And
the Economides family has a reputation for being the cheapest family in the history of civilization.
Absolutely.
Boy, do they do it right, though.
They do. They're terrific. They've got books on it, and I've interviewed them. I've had an internet radio show for a couple of years, and I've interviewed them 4 times, and they are just terrific.
Well, and you know what gets me about the Economides, every time they talk about the fact that you should buy used this and you should shop in this low-budget store and you get terrific things. The kids, their kids, are all going along with it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm amazed. This whole family, I mean, everybody on this lineup, Pat, is just so amazing with what they do. They've got compelling personal stories, too. And we want to be there at the conference to really share with people not only these concepts, and they'll get real concepts to learn, but they'll get to hear a lot of our personal stories as well.
Does this appeal to a broad cross-section of the community? Who is in your audience right now? Is everybody really broke on the skids, or do you have people who are making a lot of money and are also broke on the skids?
Well, we run a gamut of probably people that, yes, don't have a lot of money to people that, you know, I wouldn't say that they're independently wealthy, but I've dealt with people over the years when I've done personal counseling, budget counseling, people that make 6 figures. So it's not just for people that are just barely getting by.
You know, I rarely, if ever, meet anybody who, other than for a house payment, is debt-free. What's your background?
Well, I've worked both in the business community. I worked at a local utility here in human resources, and I also have been a pastor the first time before working in the utility, and then since afterwards. But a lot of my personal study is both from a man of faith, from what scriptures teach about money, as well as just reading a lot of the current gurus like a Susie Orman, for example, people that I respect a lot.
All right, here's the test, all right? You're in the pulpit.
All right.
I'm the smart aleck in the 3rd row. I'm in the pew over here.
And I've seen you a lot.
Excuse me. Yes, no, ministers across the valley recognize me. And I'm saying, excuse me, pardon me, Pastor, but listen, let's get down to brass tacks here. I know you're doing a seminar. Oh, by the way, Pastor, give me the date, would you please? Let me know when that is, and then you would say.
I would say Saturday, January 25th from 8 to noon. At New Hope Community Church, which is located on Guadalupe Road in Gilbert.
Okay, and then I would say, how much is it going to cost me to get in?
That's the best part, Pat. For all of these speakers, $10 a person, $15 a couple, and you can register online.
Okay, will you still like me, Pastor, even if I skip the collection? That would be the next thing I would ask
Pat,
you.
I would love you no matter what.
When you're talking about this kind of an event, though, that's for the people who are free to go. A lot of folks are right now saying, oh, I'd like to go, but I can't. Give me one tip right now about how to be a little bit more like you fiscally.
Fiscally, the biggest tip I can give people, you must have a good written budget. You cannot be as successful with your money unless you have a good written budget.
So if I have a good written budget, does that mean, though, that I can't buy something spontaneously just simply because I want it?
Well, the way I teach it is you can be spontaneous the way you want it, but you can actually budget for spontaneity. How's that for an oxymoron?
Yeah, that's a little unusual.
Sure.
So is the fact that I'm getting a phone call from American Express right now saying I'm a little late on my card. But I tell you,
God bless you.
Oh, listen. Oh, I got the whole business here. I got the blessing and information on how it is that I can be more like my guest. And of course, you can find out on the 25th.
25th, Saturday the 25th, 8 to noon at New Hope Community Church of Gilbert, and the registration go online at moneysmartfamily.com.
Oh, listen, how about that for a short sermon? This is Pat McMahon on the Morning Scramble. Bless you.